Hey y'all, my name's Ned. This right here is my dog Jai, who's just out of frame. And today we're going to be talking about the best Microsoft Power BI setup that you can have for easy development. That is obviously a huge statement, but I'm confident. So, what do I mean by Power BI setup? Well, I'm talking about the workspaces, I'm talking about the Git repo, and I'm talking about the deployment pipeline that allows you to take a report from its development stage and push it all the way out to its production stage. Now, I've been working on various Power BI setups, even on this channel, for quite some time, years, in fact. And what I really wanted this video to be about was some new code that I wrote to check items in from a Microsoft Fabric workspace into Git. And I wrote the code in a Fabric notebook, and the idea was that you can schedule this notebook, and so you're always having your stuff sync. But I realized in order for the purpose of that code to make any sense, I was going to have to explain my current philosophy on what I think the best Microsoft Power BI development setup is. So I got my tools out and I did some diagramming, and I'm going to share that diagram with you in just a second. However, before that happens, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button and liking this video, just as an appreciation for me sharing my thoughts, I would really, well, appreciate it. Okay, well, let's talk Microsoft Power BI development environment. So here it is. This is what I believe is probably one of the best ways that you can do Microsoft Power BI development. And it's not the most technologically advanced and it's not the simplest thing in the world, but I think it's a really good compromise. And a lot of people will probably disagree with me, but let me explain to you why I think it's a great compromise. So, first of all, we're using the Power BI deployment pipeline to move reports or semantic models from the Power BI dev to test and production environment. This is great because these deployment pipelines are relatively easy to use. They're getting better. There's like a new Microsoft deployment pipeline UI that is great. Um, so I'm a big fan of using just the built-in Power BI deployment pipelines instead of Azure repos. The other thing that we're also doing is we're separating out the Microsoft Fabric objects away from just kind of the standard reports. Now, the reason why we're separating these bad mamma jammas out is because the Microsoft Fabric objects and deployment pipelines and Git, like that integration work is still kind of ongoing. And you run into a lot of problems, in particular when you have like something like a data flow and the data flow only exists in the production workspace or it only exists there. That having those data objects in the same deployment environment as your Power BI semantic models and your reports, just because of the fact that they're newer in the Microsoft deployment pipeline, is it just doesn't work really well. So I like to kind of separate those out into their own separate workspace. After that, we basically have everything route through the Power BI dev environment. Now, the Power BI dev environment is hooked up to a dev branch in the Git repo, and that dev branch just can either sync back and forth to the Power BI development environment, which then allows people to develop in Power BI desktop either by just publishing directly into the dev pipeline, at which point it'll then sync into the dev branch, or by publishing by committing on Git locally. Now, if you have multiple Power BI developers working on the same project at the same time, they can work in multiple dev branches that they then can merge back together into the main dev branch. You then move from dev to test, and there's no Git repo connected to test because test should basically just always be a subset of the reports in dev, but that's what allows your stakeholders to view your reports and interact. And then finally, you move into your Power BI production environment, which is what syncs only one way to your main branch. You're not doing kind of a duplicate sync. And the reason why we're not going from the Git branch into that Microsoft Power BI environment is because we don't want things to get out of sync for the Microsoft Power BI deployment pipeline, which again makes things easier because it auto sets up this test environment. That does, though, create a problem because it means that your Power BI developers are often just deploying from test, right? And then they need to have a sync, right, from Power BI production into the main branch. And here lies the challenge and why the new code that I wrote that I really wanted to make this video about called GitHub Sync becomes important. Because if your Power BI developers are simply just kind of deploying from prod to test to, or from dev to test to prod, they're probably not remembering to go in and hit that commit on the main button. So what we have is we have a really cool Microsoft Fabric notebook that can do those auto commits for us. So let's take a look at what that notebook looks like. And this is it. Well, it's a pretty standard Microsoft Fabric notebook. So we're importing our packages up here. We're then setting our workspace up here. And then we're defining two APIs. So the first is going to get the current Git status of the workspace. And this is going to return all of the objects that are in that workspace that are not committed. And then the final one right here is a function that essentially then commits to Git automatically. And you can use this API to commit just items, but in this case, I'm just using all. And it's using the workspace head, which is returned in this get Git status. So when we finally call all of this, it checks in. So this notebook right here is set up to this workspace right here called Azure DevOps Demo. Now, if I go ahead and we go back into this notebook and we hit this run all button, what you'll see is that it won't do anything. It'll essentially say, hey, there is nothing to commit. But if we now take this Microsoft Power BI report and we go ahead and we publish that on up and we run this and we wait a second while it publishes, and then we transition back over here into our Microsoft Fabric notebook and let's just add some code really quick. And let's just grab this get Git status call and we'll add a print right here just so you can see what's actually happening. When, let's just confirm, okay, this published up successfully. Going back over here, when we run this, what you'll see is that, look, it found a bunch of objects that weren't committed. So we'll go back to our normal code, and this would be what would be running normally, and we run that. It'll go ahead and it should print committed, right? And now when we go back and it'll go over here, it won't find any objects to commit because all of this stuff is successful. So connecting this back to the beginning of the video and the Power BI deployment setup that I was showing you earlier, if we go back into that diagram, this GitHub sync, right, is something that you would schedule that then would keep your production branch in sync with your main branch on your GitHub repo. So that way all of your development could occur right here, right? The Power BI deployment pipeline is what's facilitating the movement over into your Power BI production. And then this GitHub sync notebook is what's keeping your Power BI production environment in sync with your main branch without someone having to actually go into Power BI and click that sync button. So that was a lot. Let me know your thoughts on this. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give the video a good old thumbs up. And with that, thanks for watching.